Well, well, fucking well. This is a rarity, guys. I've done reviews here and there on this channel this year of WWE product since I started doing it. I felt right at the start of the year. I've had a habit of either doing them immediately after the show, live, doing like a play-by-play review, which has been rare because it finishes at 4 a.m. my time. So a lot of the time, I go another way and I'll watch the show live, just pass out at the end, fall asleep. Sometimes sooner, because the shows sometimes are fucking shit. And then usually I will come back a day or two later or something, or I just won't review at all. If I find the time, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's a rarity because I'm not going to review the show per se, and I'm coming in just after I've watched it. It's 4 a.m. I'm tired, see, but I have to comment on this. I probably don't intend to do a full review of SmackDown tonight. I didn't film Raw this week. But big news happened. Cody Rhodes won the WWE Undisputed Championship against Drew McIntyre. My last review was Elimination Chamber, which was last weekend. And by the time I made the review, which was Sunday, so next day, I didn't know that the post show at Elimination Chamber, because I didn't watch it, a match had been set. Nick Aldis confronted Drew McIntyre, who had interfered in that match, of course, and set up a championship match to punish him. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. I found that out shortly after I did my review, actually. It wasn't too long after. I found it on X and saw. Bro, even when that was set up, I had a feeling they're just going to stick it on Cody. And, oh God. Cody Rhodes is good. He's a good wrestler. He's a great promo when he gets up for it. I have no issue with him being champion in the past, etc. I don't want him champion now. I think Randy should win this match. Can you could say, oh, why would you complain about Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania? Because make no mistake, this is a fucking complaint video. I wouldn't have come straight onto this before even going to sleep. I'm so tired to not rant. And fucking hell. My reviews at the start of the year started so positive. There was an air of optimism. I didn't think it'd be this quick. A lot of last year I was watching it, and I kept thinking, oh, should I do reviews? Kind of tempted to, okay, no, to work OBS, and I've done stuff like this, generally speaking, before. I'd be interested in doing it. And then when I came around to doing it, I thought, well, the good thing is, like, I could almost document it for myself so I can watch back. I thought it'd be interesting to see like why are my thoughts on the product at a certain point in time and then like down the line and stuff. Well, already is a fucking huge contrast from the start of the year, the optimism that SmackDown brought, the main event scene, to now. This last week has pissed me off, WWE. I went a big rant about Rhea Ripley, who again is great. No denying that. I have no qualms with Rhea per se. But fucking hell, man, they just rinse repeat every single fucking year. Always at Mania, it has to be the same people. Cody Rhodes gets a title chance. Oh, he's going in his champ for the third time in 4 years. Third time in a no, second time in 4 years. Sorry, but it's the 4 years running now. It's a title chance opportunity. It was 23 against Roman, 24 against Roman, 25 against Cena, and now 26 against Orton. As for Rhea, it's also 4 title matches in a row at Mania. It's 5 out of 6 years. And all 7 years she's been there, she's been in a title match. I feel like, yet again, they just panicked with ticket sales. I don't know. I mean, reports come out this week that, this was in the works. And it's always been the plan, apparently. I can't believe that. You look at the main event. See, Randy Orton was never going to miss Mania. Last year wasn't there, but well, I mean, he was at Mania. But he wasn't in the title match because John Cena was there. The 17th, of course. Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes together lobbied for Drew McIntyre to win the championship on the 9th of January, it was, in Berlin. This kind of scuppered their plans, I guess, because then they've had to switch up and get it back on Cody. The way they did it just pissed me off. I have no sympathy with them for, it kind of destroying their plans somewhat because they booked themselves into court with this. Because they allowed Randy Orton to disappear for months on end. Jacob Fatu, they put in a feud with Solo Sikoa, both of whom I'm sure WWE have designs of, maybe can elevate one, if not both of them, to a main event scene. It did neither for them. It was a fucking dog shit feud, which culminated in the worst SummerSlam match possibly ever seen in my life. It was good going to be the worst match that weekend. So I did not care for Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross either. And as much as I love Becky and Lyra's feud, that last match they had was dog shit. That cage match was utter dirt. So you were left for months with Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre as the only two real believable main event guys on SmackDown. So it got fucking tedious very fast. They faced each other multiple times. Cody kept winning. But it got to a point where you could not beat Drew again without just fucking ending it as a main event believable guy, as a force. He had to win. They booked themselves into the corner. Clearly, when Cody Rhodes consented to do this, it was with the proviso and the guarantee of, oh, don't worry, we'll make you champion for Mania and we'll stick with our plan, you versus Randy. The second reason I'm pissed off about this, yes, we're getting Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, which is a story everyone's wanted to see. They've only had one match so far since Cody returned, and that was a King of the Ring, which was a little underwhelming. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great. The reason I'm pissed off about this is I don't think the circumstance is the right time for it. It's face versus face. Is one of them going to turn a heel? That would make things interesting. I didn't see it, to be honest. And I'm not sure I care much for it if that is not the case. I don't even really mind who turns heel. I think it should be Cody. But it just doesn't make sense right now. So I would have held off on this. Maybe even until next year, honestly. Which, again, would have put Cody in the fucking title seat. I wouldn't have had so much a problem with it if the rumors lately were, and it was looking like it was maybe going to be a fatal four-way. Cody versus Randy versus Drew McIntyre versus Fatu. Drew going in the show. Cody and Fatu kind of getting inserted eventually by Nick Aldis as a fuck you to Drew McIntyre. But no, he forwarded this big time. He did a fuck you after Elimination Chamber. And Drew shenanigans he paid for, and eventually he has to pay the price by, Aldis made this match and Cody wins. Drew McIntyre, the irony that he plays a character that's constantly saying, that it's him against the world. The officials are out to get him. It's a conspiracy, yada, yada. Bro, it's not far from the truth. This poor motherfucker. I know he wasn't supposed to win the title, but I would have had no problem whatsoever with him going into Mania as champ. He deserves to. He's great. Drew McIntyre, he had the best feud of 2024 with CM Punk. Last year, they just didn't dare for almost the whole year. This year, it looked like they finally gave him some corrupt. They gave him the title. They booked themselves into that corner, gave him it. And it's not like he's been bad since then. It will probably go down as a bad reign now because he only had one defense. And that's a shame. It was against Sami Zayn. There wasn't much heat on that, but they gave it a fucking week build. Literally a week build, week 7 days. I mean, that could use the operative word there. Week WEAK. Because it was both. There was no real build to it. It was sandwiched between two fucking rumbles, and also was just after the AJ Styles retirement match, so the crowd was kind of dead. Yeah, the life had been sucked out of the crowd a bit, despite it being Sami Zayn and Saudi. They just never really got up for it. Throughout his whole reign, he was fucking over both Rhodes and Fatu. Where's Fatu's title match? What happened with that? I didn't have that one. Why was Cody even in the fucking chamber to begin with? Why did he qualify? Why? To sell tickets for the name value of alone. I've never once in fucking 20 odd years of the chamber seen someone lose the chamber. Bro, like, I was pissed off Rhea even got fucking inserted into SmackDown's story. And they just, oh, tickets prices are struggling. Let's just go for Rhea yet again. Once again, she gets a Mania title match. Maybe lower your fucking ticket prices, TK. You gutless pricks. You greedy fucks. Fucking avarice ruins this shit. And then your creative team, who have no balls, will not fucking panic. Oh shit, what do we do? Let's just go with old faithful. Cody in the main event scene. Okay. Confirmed they're going to main event night one. I was so happy when Randy won the chamber, man. It's something different. Say different. He's a fucking veteran. He's a 14-time world champ. But I think everyone just, thought, oh, Cody will win the chamber. No, that doesn't matter. How the fuck you lose the chamber? And 6 days later, he's fucking champ. I cannot believe it. I can't. But I'm just disappointed in them. WWE's, man, every fucking time. Grow some balls. Grow some fucking balls. Give other people the run. Drew McIntyre has main evented Mania before. It's Brock Lesnar beaten in front of no fans. A fatal four-way would have been. It's not something I would normally go with. I do typically prefer your classic 1v1 at Mania. Two best guys going at it. So, but it feels all kind of wrong. The way this went down, man. Paul McIntyre. Fatu as well. And as well, what's that going to impact on the card? I was assuming those four would go at it. The story kind of, they were making sense of it a lot throughout the year. Now it's almost certainly going to be Drew versus Fatu because Fatu took a chair off Drew in this match. He didn't make interference. Didn't directly cost them the match, but it did impact it. So there's an extra match at Mania and more spots that are probably, people aren't going to get on the fucking card as well. Which pisses me off. Going over time, they did Mania, Fatal 4-Way, title match, from what I remember. It was disappointing. And it involved The Rock, Mankind, Triple H, and Big Show. The first three, especially, big legends. So that was a surprise. But I feel like these four guys could have pulled this off. And instead, no. Gonna play safe because it's Triple H, and that's what he does. Always safe, always the same people. Bro, tonight's show, I'm not gonna go too much into it. I just watched a fucking embarrassing. I mean, embarrassing. I guess I should cover this story as well because it was one of the big stories of the week. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill had a big Twitter face-up, big bust-up. Who knows whether it was a work shoot or a bit of both. A work can lead into a genuine shoot and vice versa. But a lot of fire suddenly surrounded this. A lot of anticipation surrounded this face up, and always immediately, the irony. Rhea Ripley's well, the Eradicator, big tough. Jade Cargill, bring the storm. Bro, this wasn't a storm. This was a gentle breeze. It wasn't even a gust. It was a gentle breeze because there was a storm brewing on Twitter and online, and the surrounding of it. And then Jade goes in. Big tough heel, I'm that bitch. I respect you, Rhea, but I'm bigger than you. I'm big and muscle. They started comparing body parts, and there was this handshake at the start. Shit. No, this is how it should be, bro. What are you doing? Some stories they all merit it, like CM Punk and Finn Balor. There's a shake of hands between the two rivals, but that leads to somewhere now. Finn Balor is slowly turning face. Oh, for fuck's sake. I feel like WWE just did this. It seems apparent to me now. I would be more inclined to think that this was genuine beef. It was unscripted. There were a lot of women who got involved as well, like Buddy Murphy. well, Buddy Matthews now, Rhea's real life husband. So there were external parts getting involved in it as well. But so I already felt like it was kind of legit. I'm more convinced on it now because I feel like WWE wants to make a show of having them shake hands to begin with. I mean, no, they're okay. You know, it was kind of a I don't know vibes of like the headmaster in school. You know, you're like you have an argument. Say if you have a fight with some kid, oh, shake hands and then move apart, and then well, it had those vibes to me, and I'm like, fuck me, man. This is supposed to be the big show of the year. You had an actual hook for for two women who, frankly, are not good promos at all. I'll give Rhea a flower. She's great at everything else. Fantastic in ring. She's got the aura. She's got the look. She has everything else. One area I've always felt she lacked is promo. Jay Cargill's just shit. She's just a look. Rhea kind of touched on this tonight, actually. She was saying, I build my muscles so I can survive and thrive in this business. You build them to look aesthetically good. I feel like that was maybe a veiled shot or nod to a lot of the online criticism that Jay gets, which I parrot here because it's fucking true. She's an amazing look. You look at her, wow, that's a star. That is a champ. But then she starts to rest. Then she starts to talk. Then she starts to attempt to sell. And the way she carries herself around the ring. And reportedly, outside of it as well. A lot of the dare cheats that were saying this was kind of reflective of a lot of the locker room. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven were amongst those who spoke out about Jade Cargill as being like kind of a negative force in a locker room, a negative presence in the locker room. Just a shit show, man. Absolute shit show. I cannot believe they had alternatives right there. I would have done Alexa and Charlotte breakup story. Imagine a few promo battles between those two. Instead, we had to watch that shit tonight. The fuck was that? What are Cody and Randy even going to say? The two baby faces. Randy's going to continue. I mean, he's a baby face, but it's still Randy Orton. They always go with the voices and stuff. He had a bit of a run in with Sami Zayn tonight, which I was asking to happen after Chamber, and it went kind of exactly how I thought it would. You say, oh, when you listen to the voices sometimes. Sammy, the teasing, maybe he's going to turn heel, which would interest me. I must admit, never thought I'd want to see it, but I kind of don't mind the idea. I'm receptive to the idea of Sami Zayn turning heel. I didn't want to start touching into other aspects of the show. I thought SmackDown tonight, on the whole, was okay. I thought Raw was okay as well. I think people are glazing this week's Raw a bit too much, and we're a bit more critical of Chamber than I was in general. I don't think Chamber was awful. I just don't think it was good. It was kind of meh. A lot of people are just saying it was outright bad. But I've seen my review of that show for my thoughts on that in depth. Jeez. I wouldn't have even. If Drew retained, I probably wouldn't have even become done a review this week. I need to get to sleep soon. But in summary, WWE have no balls whatsoever. It's the same shit every single fucking year, man. The same people. They have this real duality in how they approach the men's and women's division. It's so strange. On one hand, on the men's division, they are constantly keeping the same guys, same veterans there. Yet again, Roman Reigns, over 40 years old. CM Punk, he's 48. Randy Orton, he's like 46 or 47. Cody Rhodes, over 40 years old. What the fuck are you doing? I remember seeing a post a while ago. It's an era I hop on back to a lot because it was the GOAT era, the Attitude era, the ages of a lot of the guys there. Jericho was like late 20s. Rocky was in his 20s. Triple H was in his 20s, or maybe early 30s at this point, something like that. No, he'd have been in his 20s. Kurt Angle was around 30. Benoit was around 30, so same with Eddie Guerrero, probably early 30. HBK was around 30. You know, a lot of these guys were like a full over a decade younger than the guys that are main event in Mania today. And it not just main event, but in every participant. Or they're always champion. When is this next wave going to come on? With the women, it seems they've gone the other way. I feel like sometimes, God, watching Rhea struggle. Because Rhea, like I said, I don't think she's a great promo, but I can accept her from a story building aspect if she's opposite someone who can help her in that regard. And I wouldn't say full on carrier to a pro. Rhea can, she's okay. She's just not great. Jake is just dog shit, complete dog shit, waste of time on the mic. All she says is, "I'm that bitch." The fuck is that? You just this is this is female Hogan versus Goldberg. Is all this fucking match is. They are perfectly cast. Rhea Hogan versus Jake. Oh fuck me. I would rather have had Rhea Charlotte again, honestly. If you really, really wanted to shoehorn in Rhea in there, because they were too scared of not having Liv win in Saudi, because Saudis love Liv. Jeez, I could book better than this, honestly. We have Alexa and Charlotte, who are two of the three most decorated women in the entire company on SmackDown, with a story there waiting to be told. It will happen eventually. They will break up. One of them will turn heel, probably Alexa, because she's better heel, I think. And Charlotte is more over than ever as a face. It's working as a babyface. No one thought it could work. Credit to Alexa for getting it cheered to begin with, but big credit, of course, also to Charlotte for coming out of the shell, to having fun. It's infectious. You see it on screen. You see how happy she is. She's finally kind of getting the accolation and the adoration that her career deserves. That story, if they broke up, could have been great. Look at Naomi and Jade, two women who are not as big stars. And I mean, out of no disrespect to Naomi, who I thought was excellent last year, probably my wrestler of the year, honestly. The story and hype they got out of a breakup story when done right. If you did that with two of your biggest names over the last decade in Charlotte and Alexa, 19 world championships between you, that is a story that would merit a title online. I would have done it Mania. Instead, they brought in Rhea from another fucking show and inserted her into the fucking match. And Jade, who is just dog shit. And it seems to me only was holding on to the title in the hope that Bianca would be back in time. That's what I'm talking about. The main, may think of deviating away because it's mainly talking about Cody. But it's the same with both of them. And it's why in the last week, bro, this is seriously threatened to like set me off this problem. Honestly, I'm for the first time since I started watching again, which is the beginning of last year, when they moved to Netflix, it was a lot more accessible, whereas it wasn't for me in the past. I was like, I'll give it a try again. I've got more time these days as well. In my 30s now, I'm old. I have more time. Uh, but for the first time, man, I'm struggling. I'm struggling lately. I'm getting really irate with it. I would often watch Mania, even when I was away. I would often watch some of the big PLE still, the big moments while I was away. So I do still have experience of seeing this every fucking year. Rhea's there in the big title match. Cody's there in the big title match. Roman's there. Roman, you're not getting away with this either. I said the exact same after Royal Rumble. How fucking predictable it was. Oh, we couldn't have anyone who couldn't try anything new. Do you know what I mean? It could have even gone full balls in on Obafemi, maybe. They just went right in on Obafemi win the Rumble. Would anyone have complained, really? It's very rare. No, it's not something you normally do. You have someone come up from the main roster and just win the title or go into a big match for it, like right away. But it's not unheard of. In the last year alone, Jordan Grace came up, got a title match against Jake Paul. Stephanie Vaquer is champ. He only been on Raw for 3 months as an official roster member and was champ. Granted, that was because Naomi went away pregnant, but they could have gone with Io. They could have gone with Rhea. They could have done anything. Thornbreaker didn't win the run. Fatu didn't win the run. Same people, man. Same fucking people. I'm so bored of it. They panic about ticket sales because they charge so much, and then feel like maybe they look at the champions. If Cody's the champion, they'll blame the viewers. Shut up, this is great, enjoy what's going on. Be the same if Rhodes shut up. But if someone like a Drew, who is great, but he's not in there, he's not the guy according to that, then it's his fault. They'll look at that. Oh no, the reason why we're struggling is because Cody's not champion. Throw Cody's champion for fucking September until the end of last year. And that period of SmackDown is the worst period of SmackDown I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was dog shit. It's not Cody's fault. But I'm mature enough to see it. It was a more show-wide problem. And the fact that it was just Cody and Drew. And Cody kept fucking stomping this motherfucker. Kept going over it. He was burying it every week. Oh, every time they met. 3 times in a row he beat him. But the fuck? Jesus Christ. So they just default to the same names, same matches. Cody Randy could have been special, man. Maybe it still will be. I'll still probably watch at least up until Mania. And then I'll see if it's a bad Mania for the 2nd year in a row. And 3 big PLEs this year where I've not really been enraptured by. Royal Rumble was bad, I think. It was fucking boring. Chamber, I think, was meh. I did enjoy 3 of the 4 matches. The men's chamber was shit. It was sloppy. Both chambers were way too short, which completely ruined the night for me and made me score it a lot lower. And CM Punk vs Finn Balor was incredibly predictable. So if you have another bad Mania, like, they're struggling, man. Name's going on the chocolate block. Can't even believe Road Dogg anymore. He got fired this week, apparently. Oh, well, they parted ways with him. It's basically like, yeah, we don't need you anymore. There's the door. He's the first one out. They need quite a few out, man. More on Ed Koski. Hey, how about Jey Uso wins the Rumble? How about you get the fuck out of here, you stupid no talent? What the fuck are you talking about, Jey Uso? The man can't even do a spear. He's fucking shit. Fucking hell, man. Some of the decisions they make are just baffle the fuck out of me. Drew McIntyre being champ, it was a breath of fresh air. And they only did it because of their shit bucket. That's the thing. They would have happily had Cody from champ, as champ, from SummerSlam up to Mania, at least. Right, if Randy Orton doesn't win this match, I'm going to be so fucking furious. I'm fully seeing Randy here. 15 has to happen, I think. Because I like Cody, I like Rhea, but it's when it's so much overexposure when the champion's so often, just, you start getting tired of seeing it. He's been champion for 40 minutes, and I'm already sick of it. I don't want it. Fuck me. I don't want it post-Mania, at least. I don't mind in the Mania build-up, whatever. It's better Randy being the chaser, I guess, if they're ever going to do a feud. I want one of them to go heel. I've already been talking half an hour. I don't mean to go on too much, guys. I just wanted to rant about WWE having absolutely no balls, making no sense, breaking all kind of rules. They tried to justify it. Drew McIntyre called out Nick Aldis tonight, saying, well, hang on a minute. About a month or 2 ago, I was saying when I won the champion, Cody doesn't get a title shot, and you agreed. And he was like, well, you said you wasn't going to interfere, you were going to let things play out. You broke your word, so I've just broken. Yes, but this guy was in the fucking chamber. That was always the story. Yeah, we need to sell tickets for the chamber as well, so let's put Cody in there. The match was still shit. Bro, did they not think someone else could have benefited from that spot? Fatu should have been there. Cody and Fatu and Sami Zayn were put in the same qualifier, which is interesting booking choice. I mean, tell you that. But Fatu should have been in the fucking chamber. It should have been Fatu and Randy last two. If this is what they were going to do. You know, if this is what they were going to do, why not do that? And then just have Cody versus Drew at the chamber and have Cody win it then? I'd have more crux of that, honestly. Maybe you could have even made it intriguing if that came after the men's chamber match as the main event, and then Randy kind of wanders out, and you're like, oh shit, is Randy gonna Tatum Cody or something? I don't know. Maybe you could have had Cody win the championship then due to like Randy's interference. And then Randy goes up and tends to heal Cody or vice versa. Kind of do a John Cena ending of like, imagine Cody wins it. Yeah, he knows Randy's won it. Come in, celebrate. Then Cody tends to heal Randy. Something like that would have been more interesting. I don't see any big kind of angle or something like that happening on a fucking random SmackDown. And there's no big shows now until Mania. I'm done. I'm losing patience with this product, man. If you want a real idea of where they value people, what the hierarchy is, how progressive they are, how open they are to new talent, the future, new slots, you look at how they book Mania. That is the biggest indicator of who they think the stars are. Stuff. You have Jade Cargill in a fucking title match. Bro, she's never going to be that. So she is the female Goldberg, but Goldberg at least had something about her, didn't mind him so much being in those spots. What harm would it have done Cody to not be in the title match this man? For once. What harm would it have done? The guy's bulletproof, man. He's untouchable. Randy, at least, like I said, I have no problem with Randy being there whatsoever. It's been a number of years since he's been in that kind of spot. Main event, he said in his promo tonight, he's only main event twice, actually. I say only twice, but for a guy of his stature who's been around as long as he has, on the main roster for 24 years now, 14-time world champ, only twice is kind of wild. When you compare as well, fucking Roman Reigns, is this going to be his 11th main event? The guy debuted. By the time the guy debuted, Randy had already been in the fucking roster for about 10 years. It was probably like a 7-time champ, whatever the fuck. This motherfucker, 11 main events. Cody's got his 4th in a row. CM Punk, 2nd in a row. To be fair, Punk's never had as many anyway, but these 40-plus-year-olds every fucking time, man. Fatu, at least if he was there, inject something new. Drew McIntyre, if he's there, inject something new. If he goes in this main champ. And he deserved it. I'm fucking pissed off. And I'm going to end this video now because I'm tired. I've probably worked myself up so much I'm going to struggle to get to sleep now. Or I've fucking took myself out. I don't know. But I'm pissed off about this shit, man. And the program needs to change. I don't think there's any coincidence the reviews are slowing down a bit now. I'm watching a lot of the product. And there's just nothing. It's lifeless. It's dead. I give them big credit for what they've done with SmackDown up until this point of the year, where it looked like they were bringing a lot of different moving parts in the title scene. Randy's there, Trick's interacting with them all. Sammy had his shots. Drew is champ. Cody was in these matches qualifier, but he kept getting fucked over. Fatu there. It was a lot more interesting, the main event scene, and a lot more dynamic. And there were a lot of different directions they could possibly have gone. They've gone back to Cody Hogan's charm. I'm done, man. Fucking done. Let me know what you thought of this, guys. But Triple H is as boring a booker as he was champ. Yeah. I'm done with this shit.